We're turning our attention now to netball and Barbados' preparation for the Netball World Cup in Liverpool, England. The tournament, of course, starts on the 12th of July and runs on till the 21st. Barbados had qualified for the World Cup after finishing second in the Regional Americas qualifiers at home in September last year. The team won 6 of their 7 matches, with the loss coming at the hands of Trinidad and Tobago, who had topped the group with an unbeaten 7-game run. Barbados have been drawn in Group B for the Liverpool World Cup, along with current world number 4, New Zealand, Malawi, and Singapore. Their 12-member squad is comprised of Amanda Knight, Brianna Holder, Demisha Croney, Latonia Blackman, Rianne Niles, Map, Rhea Holder, Samantha Brown, Shaniqua Thomas, Shanika Wharton, Shawnette Azor-Bruce, Shante Seal, and Tanisha Rock. So, joining us on the phone to discuss the team's preparation for the World Cup is head coach Sandra Bruce-Small. Sandra, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
All right, well, we've already spoken to the Jamaicans and Trinidad and Tobago. Now we close off the Caribbean trio going to Liverpool, England. Your first question is, the Barbados team coming off their second place position in the qualifying to Trinidad and Tobago, how much have you been able to achieve with the squad since those competitive qualifiers to now when they're getting ready for the major assignment?
Well, since the qualifiers, we were able to welcome back Rianne Niles, who was our former captain. We also welcome back Shaniqua Thomas in the shooting department. So I think that we have a stronger and more balanced side than the one that we would have had in AFNA. And we've been working extremely hard on our general fitness, our speed, our mental work, our skills, our nutrition. It has been very hard, but well worth it.
Okay, so Rianna Niles and Shaniqua Thomas were out because of injuries, I think. How serious were these injuries and how long were they out for?
Shaniqua was out for a year and a half. She had ACL, the dreaded ACL injury, and Rianne had minor surgery on her knee.
So both missed the qualifying?
Yes. And
are ready now for the World Cup. I know that from a Caribbean perspective, a lot of our leading players in the region have gone through the now very popular Jean Pierre Under-16 tournament, and whenever there's a global Under-21 tournament, that helps to sharpen our young players and get them ready for global competitions. How many of these players in your current squad would have had that kind of international background with Under-21's international competition and even the regional Under-16s?
The majority of the girls in the squad, I think all went through the rank from Under-16, Under-21, and Senior National. As recent as 2 years ago, we had Shaniqua Thomas was the captain of that team. They had Shanika Wharton was also on that team, as well as Amanda Knight.
Sandra, when I've seen the team at this level in the past, one thing I note is that Barbados, there's always a fall off in the performance after halftime. At the start of the third quarter, the team would have done very well in the first half, first 2 quarters, being there or thereabouts when they meet the big teams. But come the third quarter, it fades away, and the same thing happens towards the fourth quarter, almost as if the team runs out of steam after the first half. How do you plan to cure that this time?
Well, we've been working extremely hard on that fitness, that specific fitness. Sometimes it's not only a combination of fitness, but of belief. Because when we come up against these top countries, especially Australia, New Zealand, England, who have professional leagues and their players play, all year round at that level, it is really tough for the girls from our region who don't have that experience to constantly play 60 minutes of that intense netball. But we've been working really hard in that area.
So is the plan to segment your game over the 4 quarters to ensure that you match the best when you play them, or is it that the fitness levels just have to be high from the start to just go hard from first whistle to the last?
Well, we have to go hard from the first whistle to the last. What we have impressed upon the players is that there's no set 7 players, for a match. Right now, you need to have 12 players who can go on the court and play at any one time. So if we're having a problem with a particular group that is on, the other 5 that is coming in should be able to match that intensity from the starting 7.
I'm happy you made that point about personnel, because another thing I noted watching Barbados at this level the last time was that you had one main source of goals, and I know the demands on a goal shooter to get the goals game in, game out. It must take a mental toll at some point, especially when there's not that quality help within the squad. Do you think you have a squad of women now who can share that scoring responsibility game after game?
Yes, I do. The selectors look long and hard at that area, because we tell the shooters in the modern game, you have to come off of both shooters. Both shooters have to share that workload. And I'm very confident that the 4 shooters that I have right now can do that.
There was a victory that the Barbadian team, Sandra, had against the Jamaicans in a series. There was this series, and there was a victory for Barbados over the Jamaicans last year in Kingston, which was the first time in maybe 40, 50 years that Barbados had managed a victory over Jamaica in netball. How much did that result inspire your girls to develop that same belief that you're talking about? Because sometimes belief is really what propels any team to success.
That incident that actually occurred in 2017.
17.
But yes, but that gives the girls the impetus and the belief that they can compete with the top teams, because Jamaica is very good. I mean, granted, we know that Jamaica were without the 2 tall shooters, but let the players see that they can compete on a level playing field with all the other girls in that team.
Yeah, one more on fitness and physicality, Sandra, before we let you go. When you look at the height within your team, this is another thing I noted, and I was doing the netball coverage with a former Jamaica captain and World Cup veteran, and we were dissecting what were the positives and, of course, the limitations of the Barbados team, and she commented on the height of the girls that you had, that Barbados had at its disposal the last time. Do you have a squad that can match up in terms of height in certain key quadrants of the court against the best teams this time around?
No, we still don't have that height. Barbados generally are not very tall, but what we try to tell our girls, what we lack in height, we have to make up in speed, the ability to jump and be able to compete with those tall girls, the ability to make good decisions and to keep that ball flat and fast and low.
Excellent. Sandra, we wish you all the best here in the Caribbean, and we'll be supporting Barbados every step of the way, or each step of the way over there in Liverpool, England. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Good, good, good.